Wholeness and blissful vibrations. You know, it's that guy that like to give gnosis to all nations. Let's get into it. So today I just wanted to talk about, I know you guys remember before when I said all of self, the universe is mental, but that I want to add on to some stuff with that. A whole nother way of thinking, a whole nother viewpoint, and a way to get back the sovereignty that's been taken from you. Basically, you know what I'm saying, all is self, the universe is mental, but now it's synonymous. It's the same thing before, but it's a little bit different now. All is spirit, the universe is mental. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure you can figure it out from all my videos if you combine them together and look at them in contingency and everything. But if you place everything in the same spaces and you look at where they came from, all of it came from one source, one spirit. You know what I'm saying? So everything at its core, at its essence, is spirit, right? And the only thing we're doing right now is creating mental projections to understand and understand and overstand spirit. And so this is all that is. That is all that is. Spirit is all that is. You know what I'm saying? And the mental, the mind, is how we traverse spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the mind is the world we create for our spirit to live in. And we've been doing this for a long time, you know what I'm saying? There was a point where we came directly from spirit and we had to create the mind. And actually not create the mind, but we had to get used to the mind. We had to overstand the mind. And this is what all of this was. This is what all of this, you know, trial and tribulation, mistakes, people trying to go back and stuff like that. This is what we were doing. We're getting out the kinks, you know, learning more and more about the mind and how it connects to spirit and how we can traverse it sovereignly and create mental projections that don't come back null and void. They come back, you know, in wholeness, in bliss, in transcendence. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're getting there. For me to be able to even talk about this just shows how far we've gotten. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, not even because, you can just, you can feel it. So yeah, all is spirit, the universe is mental. And if you think about everything like that, then self and spirit are synonymous, because your truest and highest self has always been spirit. You know what I'm saying? Spirit is the creator. Soul is, you know, the feelings and emotions of the creation that you created. And the physical Christ body is the creation that we have created to walk around, you know, traverse the lands, traverse the mental bodies, traverse the spiritual bodies, all that jazz. Yeah, Christ body. That's, we're not messing with the regular physical body no more. It's only Christ bodies. And yeah, just know that for sure. It's Christ body. And Christ isn't something, you know, like, it isn't just a person. There's many Christ. And if there's one person that comes and tries to say that he is the only Christ, that is the Antichrist. That for sure is the Antichrist. And I've learned that from my senpai, my sensei. So yeah, if I came on here and was like, hey guys, you know, I'm a motherfucking Christ and there's no other Christ, then you can literally kick me the fuck to the curb right then and there, because I just lied to your ass. And I'm trying to get power. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who ever does that is really just trying to take all the power of the Christ energy and put it into one physical vessel, which is not even how it's supposed to be. Everyone, as soon as Christ energy comes on, as soon as Christ did what he did and came to this earth from the other heavens and gave people the knowledge of being crystalline, a Christ consciousness, a crystalline consciousness, he effectively, you know, gave you the blueprint to traverse all heavens, to traverse all worlds. But me per se, I want to traverse heavens. I don't want to, physical worlds ain't for your boy no more. But yeah, it gave us the blueprint, because I'm not gonna say it's just a he. I really want to get out that masculine and feminine thing, because when we're talking about energies, all energies are technically not a feminine or divine, a feminine or masculine energy. It's just an energy. Like, even if it says it's a divine feminine energy, it's really androgynous, but it likes to tune into the feminine more, so the feminine natures can get that, or it likes to tune into the masculine so the masculine natures can get that. But truthfully, everything is androgynous, so there's no separation between any of it. Like spirit, there ain't no male spirit, ain't no female spirit, it's just spirit. So we got to get past that too. But yeah, Christ, he gave us the blueprint. It gave us the blueprint for crystalline consciousness. And yeah, because all is spirit, so it doesn't matter where we're going in this universe. I think it might be in all multiverses too. Like, I think spirit spirit is everywhere. So I think even when we leave this universe and we start creating our own, it's always going to be built on spirit, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes sense. Like, just think about it like this. All the molecules, in between all the molecules, there's an energy connecting all of it. Some people call it love. Some people call it prana, chi, spirit, you know what I'm saying? So it makes sense for everything to be fully connected while also not looking like it's fully connected. But you know what I'm saying? If you can look in between the molecules and see the atoms, you will see that they're all connected, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it makes sense for every universe, every multiverse to be built in this sense, because it is actually a great blueprint. And only time that fucks it up is when the physical beings start acting like they're disconnected from the thing that keeps their atomic bond strong, you know what I'm saying? And that's also a key to keeping yourself young forever, is strengthening the connection between your atomic bonds. And I want you guys to know that all this stuff is knowledge that I've picked up, I've learned, and I've taken it in, and it makes sense because I've gone deep within the quantum realms within myself, so I can see things from a whole nother perspective, and I can damn near see truth now. So it's never gonna be like I'm giving you anything that I don't know for sure. Like, even if I'm talking about something, I come back and change it later, it's because I had to add on to something with it, because I didn't give you the full truth, but it's all truth. But yeah, I just throw my little spice on there, my little spirit on there. So yeah, the blueprint, Christ, he gave us that. And damn, people like, never mind. But yeah, that's the only thing that fucks it up, is when people just identify as strictly the body, and they become finite because they're like, oh, I'm just a body, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna blah blah, and then they're not even identifying as the spirit, not even identifying as the consciousness, not even identifying as the soul, just the body. So yeah, that's the only time it fucks up, when the physicality takes over and the spirit goes to sleep, because it's been in physicality for so long, and it's like, shit, the body can handle all this, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really need me to be putting in that major spiritual work to get it wherever it needs to go, behind the scenes and stuff, moving between the atomic bonds to go to the places it wants to go, making it smooth, giving it a path for it, you know what I'm saying? That's why they say the middle way is the path less traveled, because if you walk with the spirit, and whenever you want to go somewhere that you're not currently in, all you have to do is send your spirit to it, and it will create a path for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a perfect path because it's perfectly made by your fucking spirit. So it's the middle way, the spirit way. Yeah. So where else? What was I talking about? Yeah, so let's get back to the beginning. All is self, the universe is mental. All is spirit, the universe is mental. So this means that there's no separation from the physicality, from the spiritual, from the emotional, and even from the Christ physical. All of them are connected through spirit. And with spirit, you can literally go to any point anywhere, at any time, and no time. So there's never not a time where you can be acting like you're chilling because you're waiting for something or anything like that, because all can be given to you at that time if you know how to move in spirit. And me per se, I don't identify as a human no more. I don't identify as a mankind no more. I identify directly as spirit, because why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be the creator any day than be a fucking creation. Like, I'll allow my body to be the creation. I allow my emotions to be the creation. I allow my the way I think, my mental bodies to be the creation. But me, I'm the creator. Like, why would I, you know? And it's not blasphemous at all, because it's my life, you know what I'm saying? My body, my emotions, all that. My mental projections, my imaginations, it's all that. And if I was just living like a body or living like the emotions, I'll be living in a delusion. I'll be living in a deluge. Like, everything I say will be skewed and dirtied up, because I'm trying to live as something that I'm not. And that's how the world is, the way it is right now, because people are living as things that they're not. They're living as things, and they're the no thing. So, yeah. As soon as we can get out this fucking deluge, you'll start seeing things you've never seen before, things you never thought possible before, even small things. Like, if you look back at one of my videos where I was talking about this is not a game, this is for real or whatever, you can see when I said this is not a game, the light above me shined brighter. And that was a small little synchronicity. But to most people, or some people, they look at it and they see, wow, just that little word he said actually caused the environment around him to change. But no one's really gonna think that deeply, because they're not thinking as the spirit. They're not being the spirit. Let me calm down. But yeah, so as soon as we can start getting to that mindset, as soon as we can stop trying to be something we're not, which is a thing, because, you know, all things came from no thing, right? Not all no things came from the thing. That doesn't make sense. That wouldn't even, you know, that doesn't make sense. So all things came from the no thing, right? So how could we as beings be ever a point where we are just the creation? Like, of course, when we're created, we're the creation, but the creation eventually becomes the creator. Like, if you invent a machine or anything that's strictly made to create, at the beginning it's just the creation, and it's gonna go through the process to become the creator. You probably should never create a machine to do that, though, unless it's biochemical. You know, it has an emotional, it has a soul. You know what I'm saying? All that, because you create anything like that, it's gonna come back and bite your ass. Like AI, I don't know why they would create that, really, unless they had some type of oversoul where they have full direction of it, and it made sure that it's never gonna go out of whack. It's never gonna be hijacked by anything else, which I doubt they're that deep into the spirit to be, you know, dude, wow. Oh my gosh. Sheesh. Yeah, so AI, I don't think it's gonna be anything good for anybody, because why would you create something inorganic to, you know what I'm saying, inorganic to try to be organic? Like, there's actually synthetic beings out here that are trying to act like they're humans, and it's just like, that's hell. Like, why would you do that to, even if it's just a synthetic being, it's still a being nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's torture what they're doing out here to people. Even Even things without souls are still beings. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand. But you know, all this stuff connects. All this stuff is intertwined. Yeah, so we can just stop trying to act like there's a disconnect, there's a separation from anything, and our self is such a lowly being. No, our self is very powerful, and it can be very detrimental too if you have the wrong misconception. You have the wrong misconception about yourself. So yeah, the self is a spirit. It's the highest version of yourself. It's literally your higher self. Well, actually, no, not your higher self. Your higher self is actually when you and your human consciousness are fused with your spirit's consciousness, and it becomes a whole creation. For you to, for it to be your link through to the highest source. You know what I'm saying? So your highest self is literally your connection to the highest source, and the more you lessen that connection, not lessen that connection, but lessen that connectivity, like bring the connection more, like you become more connected to it, the higher you get and the closer you get to the highest source, until eventually the higher source will be like, okay, you're ready to co-create, you're ready to be your own, and then you will start creating your own world within the world already created, and then the world will turn into its own fractal and start transforming into its own story, its own world, its own fractal. And yeah, that's your higher self. And it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful thing. But we just got to remember to not be misguided at all. Like, you're not the body, you're not the emotions, you're not the thoughts, you're not the fucking shit. What else people say? They say you're not the monster. You're not a monster. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're living as the body, you're probably a monster. But it's not anyone's fault, because once you live as the body for too long, the body start thinking it's the God, because you've been listening to it for so long. It's like, why would I not be the God here? And the only thing I know to do is become more physical. So what else route is there but to become an animal, but become a monster? Well, I suppose the monsters are the ones that, they've gotten so physical that they think that destruction is the only route for them, because they're like I feel destructive, so why not destroy the world? You know what I'm saying? So that's where you get the CEOs with so much power and so much wealth, and they even have some spiritual power too, because they learn how to control the principalities and whatnot. They know how to send the agent into these principalities and get somebody off. That's not playing the rules. But yeah, guys, that was pretty much. let me try to zoom back to the beginning. That was me talking about all is spirit, the universe is mental. So, you know what I'm saying? Just getting that mindset of thinking that knowing that you are the spirit, You can be the soul too. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that you have enough knowledge to know when some emotions are just from somebody else and not your actual own emotions, and to know that emotions can be implanted. They have gotten a way to implant your emotions. So even your soul can be tampered with. Your spirit, no one can touch it. No one can touch it but yourself. You can give people allowance to touch it through, physical means, or just like intercourse with a loved one, or someone that you don't really, you know what I'm saying? Not love, but you're making love to. So you can give people you know what I'm saying, permission, but no one can touch it. No one can, tamper with it. So living as a soul is cool for a little bit, but you need to get to that creator status. Like, where else is there to go? I definitely been feeling like there's gonna be two worlds that's gonna split off. Well, I know that for sure. It's gonna be the physical and the spiritual. So yeah, the physical, only the way I can see that being cool is if like everyone, unlocks their physical abilities, and they're able to, transmute themselves into like any animal, and they'll be like able to be all the animals in one being. But then again, I can see people getting, controlled by that and becoming animalistic beasts. And, the world goes back into primal stage, but like times a trillion, because it's now the humans, they've unlocked their primal side, and instead of going and using the primal side as like putting the primal side on a leash and like transcending that animalistic nature, they go into the animalistic nature and they become that. And the spiritual side, you can do that too. Like, I'm seeing a world where the spirit fully knows that is the spirit, and it knows that everything comes from it, so it can just boom, bed, boom, house, boom, castle, boom, kingdom, boom, food, boom, anything like that. And it's always gonna be composed of spirit molecules. So as soon as you intake that, as soon as you are done with it, it goes back into the ether. It goes back into the spirit. So I can see a world where spirits are literally creating all the physical things, and there's no need for anything. Like, it's just an open, lush land, and anybody can do what they need to do. The pyramids are activated, so all the electrons are flowing freely throughout the world. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see that world. Can you take me to work at 3? Yes, ma'am. Oh, shit. Okay, guys, wholeness and blissful vibrations. It's your boy, Ryder Off, and I would not be doing this if I didn't love you guys. And also, I'm gonna tell you one of my goals that I'm going to accomplish. I'm going to keep self-transcending until my energy, frequency, and vibration is too much, is too. I'm gonna keep transcending until all my energy, all my frequency, and all my vibration is too big for America to handle, and then too big for the countries to handle, any country. And then, well, not and then, but I'm doing this just so I can show you that it's possible, show you and me that it's possible to do that. Because anything is possible, because all things came from the no thing. And that's the most impossible thing that anyone can ever conceive, that everything could come from literally nothing. So yeah, guys, wholeness, balanced, and blissful vibrations. You know who it is. And I'll see you in the next video. I love you.